It's about empowerment, education, and entertainment. Fantastic Radio UK, the home of possibilities.
Do you believe in love? How crazy it could be, baby, stop. Take it easy.
It's morning, and the day is filled with endless possibilities. We're so glad to have you listening. Have a fantastic morning. Fantastic Radio UK, home of the Afropolitan.
A very, 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 very good morning to you guys on the other side of the radio. 2 minutes past 7. Good morning to you, Simone Uncle. How are you doing? Good morning.
I'm good. Good morning. How are you? You sound like you're full of beans as usual.
Say that again.
It sounds like you're full of beans as usual. You're definitely.
No, I have to just enjoying the day. The sun is out, and I'm looking forward to such a brilliant and a fantastic morning. So I am in good spirit. I am in good spirit. And how have you been?
Not bad, thank you. I'm all good here. Yeah.
Enjoying the sun.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I can't wait to get back out again. While it lasts. I think tomorrow's a little bit iffy with the forecast, so we're going to wait later today. Yeah, we'll see.
Right. I'm looking forward to today. I'm looking forward to today having our guests coming through, talking everything to do with books, everything to do with personal development. But I tell you a quote that jumped at me this morning or yesterday when I was preparing for this show. It says a book is like a garden carried in the pocket. That's a Chinese proverb. It said a book is like a garden carried in the pocket. Ooh.
So it looks compact, but a garden could be quite huge. And you know, it harvests all kinds of stuff. So
all sorts.
Wow. Okay, that's lovely.
You know, because in the garden
can grow things. You can, edify yourself with foods and, food for thought. All of those. Yeah, very good. I like that.
I liked it when I saw it. And I felt let me share with our listeners. It said a book is like a garden carried in the pocket. So we go into the garden of our books. And we go fetch different flowers of thought, different ideas, different concepts. We go into the garden and we rest. We read and we chill out. We read and we regurgitate stuff. We read to also relax. Why are we talking about books this morning?
I don't know. We've got quite a packed program, so I'm looking forward to just having all of this covered, really, and hopefully we'll be able to fit everything in because we might run over time with all the excitement. But we're going to try and do our best today. But yeah, we're talking about books because a lot of this is centered around literature, and we've got our guest and friend that's joining us. Nana will come and do a review with us at some point today and do a book review on that. And then we also have some guests as well that will be joining us and explaining about a new publication that helped some children in the past year during the pandemic and helping them to understand what was happening around them. And I thought, what a wonderful, wonderful story. We'll go more into that. And the lovely young author that's actually put this together. It'd be exciting to speak to her too. So yeah, this is what we've got in store so far.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to all our guests, Nana and our two other guests. That's Jacqui and Ella joining us at some point. We're going to go in there for a commercial break. We come back and we will hit straight into our conversation with Nana. And after that, we will get in and come with beautiful things across the road. But ladies and gentlemen, you are very welcome. You can follow Simone on Twitter at Uncle Simone. I wasn't going to get it wrong this morning. Uncle Simone.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
Yeah, Uncle Simone. Uncle Simone on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at Bonti Amwako, and you can email Simone at fantasticradio.co.uk. Mine is Bonti at fantasticradio.co.uk. Mr. Hamidi, let's go get music. Soon as we're coming, Nana joins us with our book for today.
It's morning, and the day is filled with endless possibilities. We're so glad to have you listening. Have a fantastic morning. Fantastic Radio UK, home of the Afropolitan.
There was a time when I didn't have no one, didn't have no love. Do you remember? Picture perfect, you don't need no filter. Gorgeous, make them drop dead, you a killer. Shower you with all my attention. Yeah, these are my only intentions. Stay in the kitchen cooking up, get your own bread.
Ode to Boobs by Pip Bishop. Dear Boobs, this heartfelt apology goes out to you all for moaning you're too big or moaning you're too small, for wishing you didn't hang like puppies in sacks or just disappear when we lie on our backs, for squashing you flat with a minimizing cup or those torture bras that push you right up. Why is it always your bad points we mention, like your inverted nips or your water retention? Why don't we love you as much as our men or the babies that love you all over again? Maybe we're scared to show you we care, in case one day you're simply not there. Make it up to your boobs with some breakthrough breast cancer TLC. Touch, look and check. To find out more during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, visit breakthrough.org.uk.
8 minutes past 7. You still on Fantastic Mornings. My name is Kojo Bonti. I'm walking Simone Uncle on the other side of the radio. Simone has such a few collections of stuff that we'll be talking about. Simone, the top tips for aspiring writers. Some of the things that I'll sort of delve into. But this we played 2 tracks, right? The first one was MIDI called Slowly, and we also played Tevin Campbell called this one Can We Talk. Now, when we do this, we play the music and we ride past the songs. And my friend called me and said, "Why do you do this thing without mentioning the songs? And tell us where the songs, who did the songs? We need to know who did the songs." So I said, "Listen, I apologize. We will make sure we mention the songs and who sang what and all that." So I'm really apologetic. So the first track came from Tevin Campbell, called this one Can We Talk, and the second one came from MIDI, calling that one Slowly. Nana will be joining us at some point. There's top tips for aspiring writers. That came from Simone Uncle. I'm going to read it to you, and she will take up from.
We're just going to keep on that theme today. I think we need to talk about writing.
Let me read the first one.
Yeah.
Please let me read the first one. He said, "Environment. Try avoiding sitting in the same spot for a long time. A change of scene often sparks new ideas. Try writing in the park or simply move into another room with the window open. What is the second one? You talked about reading.
Well, you kind of touched upon that already earlier about the Chinese quote, about having a garden in your pocket,
Yes.
And your environment, it opens up that kind of thinking and hopefully a different paradigm to seeing things differently and perspective. So the next one is reading. Reading is a great way to enhance personal writing skills, to build vocabulary and unwind. In fact, reading has been proven to reduce stress by 68%, which is more effective than listening to music or taking a walk. Now, I love music, I like taking a walk, and I like reading. So to hear that reading has its benefits, sitting still and indulging in some pages written by somebody else actually has a stress reduction benefit to it as well. You think, wow, wonderful, in a good place, so more of that, and hopefully we will all be doing well.
Let me go to the third one, writing workout. Spend up 10 minutes a day expressing the flow of current thoughts onto paper. This narrative style is known as stream of consciousness. And Simone goes on in breaking it down. She's saying, create a clear vision and a pathway for your writing. Learn how to choose a good editor. Understand the typesetting process. Simone, let me go into the poetry thing because I love that. I love it. Poetry, a great way to stimulate the brain. There's plenty of styles. There's the epigrams, or funny and witty. Lyrics are emotional and personal. Limericks are rhymes. Is that haikus or haikus?
I don't know. I might say haikus, but I cannot be sure. Somebody else might correct us on that. I'm
going to borrow from you then. That is haikus. Blend syllables for effective. You talked about online videos and you go into audience. Go on then.
It's just, so for other sorts of inspirations, journaling is good. People just writing down their thoughts. It could be random stuff that you might revisit later to actually make into something substantial and that's readable or relatable to others. So journaling is very good, or it might just be for your own reflection and inflection. The other stuff is online video tutorials. If you want to really start taking it seriously, there's so much online to teach you about different styles and approaches, and also the technical things that you talked about on the writing workouts, which was the, finding a good editor, understanding the typesetting process. Some of those, if you were to go to a publishing house, I probably would take some of those details off your hands and get your work out there and address those other technical areas. But if you're self-publishing, you might actually need to learn all those things. So there's so many different facets to just writing. Once you've got your work ready, how do you get it out to an audience? So understanding editing processes and typesetting processes might be a good benefit to those that are self-publishing too. And also just looking at your audience. Your audience can sometimes be built organically online. Most people have done that, especially in the past year, when they've not been able to get out and meet people directly. And using your own database or network of people is great to maybe bounce off ideas or feedback. Use your phone more often. We've got video conferencing and all kinds of technical items, that we can use on our gadgets and a way of contacting people and engaging. So absolutely. Using that, and also consider, again, on the publishing side, sourcing a good illustrator, editor, and book designer. Because, of course, you want it to look attractive on the shelves. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Standing out on the shelves is another thing. And at some point, one of these days, I would want to get, or we would have to get, did I say I? Okay. We would have to look into. You're
learning. I didn't need to correct it this time.
On some of these features, we've got to get a book marketer talking to us about the getting to the making sure that how one can design the books, get it illustrated and get into the shelves, and making sure it's being sold. How do you sell a book when you publish the book, and what goes into it? I've had a producer on the other side talking to us, and Nana is going to join us very soon. But quickly wanted to sort of recap something you wrote. You said in poetry, you said poetry is a great way to stimulate the brain. There's plenty of styles, the epigrams, funny and witty. lyrics are emotional and personal, and the lyrics, is it limericks? Yeah,
Limericks.
Okay,
Limericks, yeah.
Limericks are rhymes. Then is it the haikus you mentioned?
Yes.
Haikus.
Haikus, yeah.
That's
they
right.
bend syllables for effect.
Mm-hmm. And I love those 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 stuff. One would have to look into it if you are looking at publishing a book. Nana will be joining us in the next 1 second. Mr. Hamidi, can Nana join us from Essential Curriculum? We delve into her book review today. And after that, we have Ella and Jacqui spending the next 20 minutes with us. Let's do it, Mr. Hamidi. Is Nana here? Good morning to you, Nana.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me?
Oh, hello. Hi, good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Nice to see you both again.
And how has been your week? Or how has been the few days in the week?
Yes, it's been fine. I mean, I've also been enjoying the weather. I know we're in England, so we have to talk about the weather. But that's I was listening to Simone. Good morning, Simone, talking about how reading can help your mood, and I think the weather can help our mood as well. So maybe reading in the sunshine would be brilliant.
What have you got for us today?
Well, this morning I wanted to talk about a book that I really that I stumbled across a few years ago, and I thought it was quite inspiring because I hadn't really come across anything like it. So on the platform, on Essential Curriculum, as you know, we read books. Well, I read and review books by Black authors, but I also wanted to look into books for children. And this is actually a book written by. So I came across it when I was doing some research, and the book is basically about a young lady called Marley Dias. It's Dias. And she, in the USA, she's now, I think she must be about 16 or 17. But when this book came out, she had for a few years been an activist. And she created this platform and a hashtag called #1000 Black Girl Books. And what was really interesting about this book and then about this young lady is that she started with an idea and decided to make it into an activism program.
Okay.
So this book is, I think I've got a habit of choosing books that aren't novels because last week, one of the books wasn't a novel, Blink, was it? This isn't a novel. This is more like, it's more like, I'm not sure quite how to talk. It's about her story. The book is called Marley Dias Gets It Done, and So Can You. So it's really, for me, it's a combination of her life story, even though she's only, I think, 12 or 13 when she wrote the book, her mission, and it's like a manifesto because she starts talking about how to become an activist, how to create change, and how she's hoping to make things happen. So I thought for a teenager, it's amazing.
That is good. I like you've mentioned about the genre. So you've mentioned about, not just covering novels, which is good. I'm glad that, you're not just covering novels because there's so much to writing, different styles. So please continue because this is wonderful to hear about this campaign. I do briefly recollect it, but please tell us a bit more about that campaign and the author.
Thank you, Simone. See, I had never heard of it. So I'm glad you'd heard of it, or you recall it even. I had never
Well, I recall it from the description.
And I guess maybe I was just walking around blindly, or... Yes, and so what happened in the book, anyhow, what she talks about is who she is and her parents are instrumental because she actually created the idea while speaking to her mother. Her mother is this amazing, strong, I think she's a doctor of psychology, and she's originally Jamaican. Marley lives in New Jersey, USA, and her father is he's got some amazing title. I think he works in real estate, and he looks at properties or looks at land for properties. He's originally from Cape Verde, and her parents, according to her, have a military background, so they're quite organized people. and she's their only child. Long story short, she was tired at school of reading books about white boys and their dogs. Basically, she was looking for a book that had somebody like her as the chief character. And at 11 years old, she was like, all these books we're reading at school, it's about these children's books. It's about a boy and his dog. Never a girl, always a white boy and his dog. So she was basically even saying that there were more books about dogs that she had read.
Right. Interesting about the books that Nana was sharing. You can always go into this website at essentialcurriculum.co.uk, essentialcurriculum.org, and get to know Nana's work and see what she's on about, and all the books that she reviews. Sina would arrange and get Nana connected again to get the conversation going. Talking about young people and books, I have always been welcome back, Nana. Are you there? Can you hear us? Okay. Talking about young people and books, I find it such a beautiful outlet for young people when a young person is really big on books and they can sit and read. I have one young man who lives with me, and I had to encourage reading.
I hope he's your young man. You haven't just you haven't just collected somebody else's child. This is your son, yes? You got one young man lives with you. It's like
right,
your son,
okay. Right.
Your son, yes.
Yeah. Then are you there with us? Right. So my young man who
I think
is
so,
now.
yes, I'm not sure what happened, but the miracle of technology.
Please carry on. Please carry on, please.
Yes. So basically, this was something her mum said to her. Look, what do you want to change? And she basically thought, actually, she read this book by a lady called Jacqui.
Okay.
And in this book, the book was called Brown Girl Dreaming. So Marley read this book and realized the book was about a young black girl growing up in the 60s and 70s in the US. And I've actually read the book as well as a result of Marley. And it suddenly was a light bulb moment for her. She was like, it is possible to have books. There are books written about girls like me in the past, in the present, but she wasn't exposed to them. So her mission was to expose herself and other young black girls to these. That's what started the campaign, 1,000 black books. And it's a foundational. And she went on the Ellen Show. She met Michelle Obama. On this journey, she's become this activist for literacy, for equality, and for education, specifically for girls. So that was started a while ago. Started basically because she had a year, and her mother said, right, well, what are you going to do about it? And that's basically how it started.
That is beautiful.
So there's a lot that parents, it's interesting, Simone, you mentioned,
No, please, you were saying something. Please carry on. I was going to ask you a question, but please finish with yours.
I think we may have lost Nana again. Basically, that was a book review of Marley Diaz Gets It Done by Marley Emerson Diaz, and a campaign. I can't remember exactly which year it started, but I do vaguely recall what Nana was referring to. It was a campaign started by a young lady who was seen as less representation of books for our community, and for young children from our community. So she raised a campaign to get other children involved in reading up to 1,000 books. So the campaign was called 1,000 Black Girl Books. Very good. It was very successful. Yeah, it's very successful, and it raised a lot of exposure basically about the curriculum and trying to get more of a diverse kind of reading materials into schools. So yeah, she's very successful, and it was a great campaign. I love the way the story started as well. So it's as in her campaign and her journey, but very good.
That is absolutely beautiful. Nana, you were back on there, or you are not?
I think I'm back.
Oh, you come back. Okay, Nana. Can we let's go into it, wrap it up, and we can.
So how can people get in touch with Essential Curriculum, which is your company? Tell us a little bit about that, and just tell us how people can reach you if they want their books reviewed or any other information regarding literature. So we've got your website up, essentialcurriculum.org. What is this about? What is Essential Curriculum?
So on Instagram. Perfect. So basically, it's really about appreciating books, and I review books. I'm usually more contactable on Instagram at Essential Curriculum, and I review books. I review books by authors. Sometimes authors send me their books, and it's just to promote awareness and discussion about.
Okay, we're not doing too well with a connection today with Nana, but we still have plenty more to add to the theme of writing.
That's great. That's great. You talked about Essential Curriculum, so it's www.essentialcurriculum.org, isn't it? Essential Curriculum. You can get in touch with Nana on Instagram and get to know the book she's written. She's reviewed. I nearly said written. The book she's reviewed, and all the books that she's been reviewing on here, and you can most definitely get in touch with her. Mr. Hamidi, let's get to music, and as soon as we come back, we have Ella and Jacqui talking to us about their book.
Fred, I can't wait.
Adventures of Fred and Sam. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. That was Nana from Essential Curriculum, and you go to essentialcurriculum.org and get to know everything to do with Nana's work. Mr. Hamidi, let's go get music after that.
Talking books and sharing stories with Nana on Fantastic Radio UK, home of possibilities.
This is it.
About this time, like we hit a bright story, another guy. Been so long ago since I could find same line and feet go bright.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, and just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long.
Come in.
Right.
Mr. Pilkington, and how are we today?
Yeah, I'm all right, Doctor. Yeah, I've just come for my checkup.
Okay, then pop your pants off.
What?
Just pop your pants off.
Oh,
And,
I forgot to take my pants off.
well, because I have to pop my finger up your
What?
to check your prostate gland.
Don't worry about it.
Well, I am worried about it because prostate cancer kills 10,000 men every year in Britain.
You can check that out if I get any symptoms.
Well, there aren't always symptoms, and symptoms do vary from man to man. So the best way to check it out, so I just pop my finger up there
I'm really
and have a
happy with
feel.
this. Just
Don't worry about it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
No.
I don't know why he was worried. You probably saved his life there.
Does he have to be here?
He's just a mate. Don't worry about him. He's just watching me at work.
For more information, visit the Prostate Cancer Charity website. Real men know all about it.
Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. 29 minutes after 7 on Fantastic Mornings.
We're back.
Morning. Hi, we are back. I am absolutely fantastically chuffed. Simone, for the past, I have also wanted to mention to you of a campaign of a young lady called Sasha Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
An activist, the Black Lives Matter young woman who passed away, and she was shot, and they're raising finance to support her funeral. I haven't gone into it. Next week we will have to, I will share with you, but next week I would love us to go into it and encourage people to go to the GoFundMe platform to see how they can support. And another young man was also murdered. I think it's called Read or Deed. Somebody in Birmingham, young man, also lost his life. And there's a bishop in Birmingham, Bishop Jadu or Bishop Badu. I think Bishop Badu, yes. Bishop Jadu, sorry. Bishop Jadu is supporting the parents and the family, raising money to support the family in burying the young man who passed away. So next week, I would love us to sort of get into it and see how we can get people to go on there and support the people who've lost their lives, and they're raising money to support their burial. I think she's called Sasha Johnson. I read it through the news, but I hadn't really focused on it, so we'll go into it. I'm so sorry to have dropped it all there. It's quite morbid, but it's something that has been on my heart.
It's a sad subject, very, but I think we'll gather more information on that, and especially how we can try and support those families and what the present circumstances are for those two families. They are separate instances, but they are very recent, and it's not highlighted enough in the press, really. We need to put our own voices to what's happening out there and to try and support where we can. Absolutely. So we'll gather more information in very, very soon, and we'll put that to our listeners to hopefully get behind it and support again.
Who is our guest in the next segment? Talk to us about it, Simone.
Okay. Oh well, we're still on the theme of writers, but we're actually looking at another young protege. You know, she's done excellent. A 9-year-old, lovely young author called Ella Rule Martin, and she's published something in the past. Well, I think it came out this year, but written in the first lockdown of last year. Yes. And she's explaining to other children what lockdown is about, what the COVID-19 pandemic has been about, just giving them a bit more of an understanding. You know, I think it's been a frightening subject for most of us, trying to, unpack this whole event and explain it to ourselves. But this young person has taken it upon herself to say, you know what, I'm going to put this into a beautiful story and try and, it's very lighthearted, apparently, the reading of it. So it's not, although the topic is heavy, she's put a lovely spin to it by using animal characters to explain the event of COVID and pandemics and lockdowns. And she's done a wonderful job to the extent that she's managed to get published. And
Ella's not coming by herself, is she?
No, not at all. No, we have with her Jacqui, who's going to explain a bit more about the journey and how they arrived at getting this book out. So, very happy to speak to both of them.
Okay. So what do we do? Do we get them to join us?
Yes, we should. Yes.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
So
lovely to see you.
Jacqui.
Oh, wow.
Hello, Ella. Good morning to you, Ella.
Good morning, Ella. Good morning, Jacqueline. Good to have you on board. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Ella, can you hear us? Ella can hear us. Oh, Ella can hear us. Ella, how are you today? I can tell you were just ready to go into school, isn't it? You getting ready to go to school?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have your uniform.
Let's go straight into it. Jacqui, how are you doing, by the way?
I'm good, thank you.
And how have you been with the whole corona thing and everything, with the family and everything? How are you?
We've coped with it really well, I think. And we've just done what we've had to do, really.
I like that.
Sticking to the rules and keeping safe.
Right. What really prompted this book? Where did this book come from, Jacqui? Then from there we'll go into Ella. What prompted the book, and where did the whole idea of the book come from?
Okay, so during the first lockdown, children were being educated from home, homeschooled, and Ella was one of these, obviously, and she'd finished all of her homework.
Yes.
So she said, Mama J, I've got no more homework. I'm bored. What can I do now? So I decided to set her a long-term task of research and recording what had been going on through the lockdown.
Yes.
And that provided the background for the book.
Did you realise that a book was about to emerge from this, or was it just something to keep her occupied?
It was a serious literacy task because I am a teacher. I'm a primary school teacher.
Wonderful.
It was a task for her to do at home with her mom.
Right.
And because this was actually the book was written remotely, so we did it over WhatsApp.
Right.
So I'd call her and I'd say, "How are you getting on with the book today?" And I'm sure she'll explain the stages of what we did to organize the book.
Right. I see. Ella, I come to you and I love to find out from you, Ella, what was it like in researching a book, taking time to go online and digging around and reading? How was it like with the research? Talk to us about that.
Well, it was very fun, and it took time because we got the idea from the news when the goats were running around free in lockdown because no humans were out there to stop them because the lockdown, and that's where we got the idea from.
Okay. And sitting by the computer and researching the book, how complex was it? Clearly, Mommy J had asked you to go do the work, and you guys are corresponding on WhatsApp. So how was it with the research and looking into the characters? Talk to us about that. How complex were they?
Well,
what characters did you use? What other characters in your book or animals?
There was Fred.
So we've got there's Fred, who is a fox, and there's Sam, who's a squirrel, and there's also Oscar, who's the owl, and there's me, who's the child that picks up the. And there's a dog called Rover who chases after Fred and Sam.
Wow. So I understand that the story's from the viewpoint of the animals, and they realise that their surroundings are suddenly very quiet. Is that right? And then they start to question what's happening in the human world. Have I got it right? Have I understood your story? Yeah. And then what else do the animals observe when they are trying to find out what's happening to the humans? What else do they discover? What do the animals discover?
They discovered that people have been having loads of tissues in their houses, and
is that the toilet roll?
In their houses doing.
That's very funny. So it's quite fun. There's fun things in there too. So there's lots of toilet roll collected. What else is happening?
People are staying in their houses alone, wearing gloves and masks.
Right.
And there's loads of NHS people.
You know, I haven't had the time to read your book, Ella. But as soon as we finish, we would want people to go get it. And I would love to have one at some point and read it. And I would love to understand the nuances and everything around it. But we're going to, Jacqui, how was it when she presented the first, can I say manuscript, or when she presented the first stage of the book? And you looking at it, what come to mind? You thinking, this is good, or this isn't good, this needs work. How was the process?
Okay, so when she first it took time, obviously, to develop the story, but when it was finally finished, it was over a course of a few weeks. When I finally read the first draft, she gave it me in my hand. I was pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
And I thought I could imagine this as a cartoon, and it made me laugh. There were funny moments in it, and obviously I had to edit it, but I thought, wow, she's used some really good vocabulary here. And I think people would like to hear this story.
Right.
So what we actually did, myself and Ella, was called up a few of our friends and family and read the story to them.
Right.
And we found that it made them laugh. And it gave them a bit of cheer during the lockdown.
I like that.
So that's how we decided, hey, we could turn this into a book.
Okay.
And went about editing it, finding an illustrator,
right,
and a printer, and the rest is history.
That's very clever. I love the way the whole thing evolved, really, and I love that. You know, like you said, she's got very good vocabulary and a good way of actually demonstrating her imagination on paper and writing. Did you know that she had the skill of writing before now?
We've always encouraged writing. I think it's her skill is more in storytelling,
right?
Because we have like a tradition of oral storytelling, and so Ella and I have always engaged in that. So this is quite a special bond that we have. So in creating this story, it was about upskilling her writing skills as well.
Right.
So what we did was we reflected on what she did, and then we made it even better. And then we got the story from there.
The book we're talking about, just for those people that are listening in, the book is called The Adventure of Fred and Sam, and it's written by Ella Raw Martin, correct?
That's right.
And your full name is Emanuela, and we call you Ella for short. Is that correct? But so searchable on the internet. How do we actually people find this in order to purchase?
Well, at the moment, we're in the initial stages because the book has only been out for just over 2 weeks.
Right.
And it's like a pilot scheme to see how it would, how people would respond to it. And people are responding well. It's gone to America, Canada, and Jamaica. So people have ordered. It's gone global virtually.
That's
and
good.
in England, we've got people ordering from Surrey, around the West Midlands, Worcester, Droitwich that way. So there's a good demand for the book at the moment, and people are getting it through Books Rule. That's Books RHULE, a play on our name, Rule, at gmail.com, and they're paying through PayPal.
Right.
And then the book is posted out to them as soon as the transaction is made, and it's going very well.
I can see it's going very well already because you've already appeared in the Sunday Mercury. That's one of your articles here. Well done, Ella. Well done for that. That's a great article. I actually enjoyed reading that. And also there was a lovely review from somebody called Douglas Smith MBE in Birmingham. He said about the book, he said, this is an incredibly well-written and well-timed book. I agree on that. What is staggering is the fact that the author is just 9 years of age. It tackles a topic that all children will find relevant as it examines the surreal world we all find ourselves in at the start of COVID pandemic. What is very clear is that she uses two beautiful, engaging animals who lead us through some of the unusual changes to our lives, which we all experienced. And I just think, there's much more to say in his, credit to the book. But I think that's a lovely review to give us an idea of what this book is about and what it's actually doing and touching, children and adults alike, giving us that kind of uplift. Like you said, your family found it very engaging and funny when you first asked them for feedback. And and it's been well received internationally. So Ella, you're an international writer. That's wonderful to have that, as a credit to you name at age 9. Wonderful. Well done to you.
Yeah.
But Jacqui, thank you. Jacqui, would the email address, is it books as in BOOKS, rule as in RHULE?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So that's it. So
gmail.com.
Wonderful.
Gmail.com. Yeah. Okay. So you can get this book. You send an email to them, booksrule@gmail.com, and you can get the book, The Adventures of Fred and Sam. I would love us to go for a quick music, and as we come back, I'd love to find out from Ella what really is going through her mind. She having her books all over the place. People get in it, and when the calls start coming in and the first purchase comes in and she sees grown people buying her book and all that, how does she feel, and how is she feeling around writing this book? And is she looking to write more books after the corona goes off? Is that something she wants to pursue? Let's go get music, and as soon as we come back, our special guest Ella Rude Martin spending the next few minutes with us. Jacqui also is with us. Let's do the music.
It's morning, and the day is filled with endless possibilities. We're so glad to have you listening. Have a fantastic morning. Fantastic Radio UK, home of the Afropolitan.
Tell me, when will you be mine? Tell me quando.
For a cheap and cost-effective driveway, choose Northern Resin Driveways. We use the same high-quality products as those other costly companies, but because we're a small company, we don't have sky-high overheads, passing on our savings direct to you. With years of experience, no gimmicks, no pushy sales tactics, highest quality materials, and an insurance-backed 10-year guarantee, grab your free quote today at northernresindriveways.co.uk.
Still on Fantastic Morning, spending the next few minutes with Ella Rude Martin and Jacqui on the other side of the radio. We are so pleased. So pleased to have Ella, and so excited to have Jacqui also with us. Ella, before we went on break, I was asking, and I said, I would love to find out, how did you feel when you realized the book was selling?
Well, I felt really shocked and surprised,
Right.
because I didn't know it would people would actually buy it. I thought it was just gonna be a little book that I was writing.
Right.
And it's no longer a little book; it's a massive book that's received worldwide. So that's really good. The illustrations or the pictures, did you help choose those pictures to represent your animals in the story?
Yes. Me and my nan, we picked out the different stuff, and and we gave out ideas to the illustrator.
Very nice. So did you sort of go through magazines and looked at versions of animals and said you wanted to look a bit like this, and so you had a choice in the design of your book?
Yes.
Wonderful. That's very good. That's very good. What else are you good at? You're very good at writing, we know. We understand you're very good at storytelling. So we're told. So what are the other good things that we need to know about, Ella?
Well, I'm really good at like, I like reading, and I really like and stuff that I'm good at. I think is make stories. Like, that's the best that I'm good at, and maths.
Very good. Okay. That's, I can see where the maths influence might come in as well. So Dr. Nira, who we had on the show before,
I was just thinking about the same thing.
That must be, I mean, I'm sure she's excellent at that subject too. Well done. Do you think you might become an international writer as an adult, or is it something you're just going to continue to do as in your spare time? But you're not sure yet.
Probably something that I'll continue to.
Right.
I'm not quite sure yet.
Right.
Of course, you've got plenty of time.
You've got a lot of time. You got a lot of time staring at you, and you are going to be doing great things. You know, Jacqui, when I got the message from Dr. Nira and talked about the book, I smiled because I have a great admiration to young people who are proactive, who step out of their comfort zone and saying, I want to do something different. I want to push myself. And for her to have taken the time to say, listen, I'm going to do what I have to do during these moments. It's amazing. 20 years, 40 years from now, when she's asked, where did this idea come? She has got a landmark. She will say, listen, during 2001, 2020, 2021, I was of 9 or I was 8 and I wrote this book. And it comes as a story that would encourage other young people and would encourage other, it will motivate other people. And I would have to say, you guys have done remarkable work. Are there other projects that Jacqui, yourself, and Ella are looking at bringing up as the years roll? Do you have things under your sleeves that will be sharing with us? As the years roll to come.
I do have 2 books that have been sitting on the shelf for a long time that I've written, but there's one in particular that I want to get out there, and it's a Windrush story of a first generation born in England child who experienced the early moving around from different houses, living with different people under one roof, and how that journey then it's called Things Change Now. So
Things change now.
Things change now.
Things.
Tell him, Jacqui. Tell him.
You can tell
you need the accent. You need the accent.
Background.
There we go.
Background. So
I get it.
Change now. But
I like that.
The rest of the story is written in standard English. But
I like that.
Some of the dialogue will be with a Caribbean twist. Yeah,
I like that. But what's the second book? The second book you're looking at writing. What is it?
So the second book is about an animal who is lost and wants to find out his original identity.
Okay.
Wonderful. Oh, yeah. Do you self-publish? Sorry, I didn't mean to.
We are self-published, yes.
Okay.
Wonderful. That's so good.
The book has been it's been written by Caribbean descendants.
Okay.
It's been illustrated by Caribbean descendants.
Right.
Excellent.
I'd say Jamaican.
Yes.
This book is totally Jamaican produced. Everyone involved in this book is from Jamaica or from Jamaican descent.
I like that.
Wonderful. I look forward to hearing about that. How can people reach you? Do you offer your publishing services to other people, or is this contained within the family at the moment as, you know, your own kind of skills?
This is our very first project.
Okay.
And you know, it's a journey. So we're in the initial stages, but I envision taking on other projects that if people want to. If people wanted to ask for your advice on publishing or ask for services from you, they can reach you through booksrule@gmail.com for that same inquiry. Excellent.
Right. You know, I think at some point when the book is out, the Windrush story book is out, please book us in and come through. Let's get the conversation going.
Yes.
I would want to go to Ella, and when we finish, we come back to Jacqui, and I would love you to sort of wrap it up with things. You know, the title and then again. Ella, do you know why? Do you know why Simone is laughing? Because sometimes I get a Jamaican accent or I get a Jamaican slang, I get it wrong, and when you said it, she burst into laughter. Ella, with the book, have some of your friends got to see it, and people at school or are people around the vicinity? You know, is anybody else talking about it, or has anybody passed a comment telling you how they love it? You know, some of your friends, have they?
Yes. Some of my friends are reading at school because the teacher has a copy of the book. So they pass it around. Like when they're finished reading the book, they back, and then another person starts reading the book.
Absolutely.
Can I say form a kind of book club, which is quite good actually? Yeah, it's a reading book club. That's wonderful.
You know, Ella, we want to say thank you so very much for coming through, spending the time with us, talking to us about your book, The Adventures of Fred and Sam, and everything that came with it. Thank you so very much. When your next book is out and you're doing national tours and you're doing international tours and you are all over the world, please don't forget to come through to Fantastic Radio. When we call you and you're doing international tours, please make some time. Make some time for us. When you become you do all the global tours, make some time for us. But I want to say we are proud of you. We are very, very proud of you. Congratulations with the book, and we want to see you rise and rise and rise and rise. So congratulations to you, Ella.
Congratulations. Well done, Ella.
Well done.
Yeah, well done, Ella. Well done. Jacqui, we're just about to slide to the end. But before we go, lead us into the just wrap up the Windrush story, yeah, and sort of give us sort of a glimpse of it, and sort of lead us into it, and from there we will sort of find our way out, and we will say thank you to. So give us some kind of insight into that new book that you're working to publish very, very soon.
I don't know about very, very soon.
Put the pressure on.
Well, basically, it's been in the pipeline for a long time.
Yeah.
But then Ella's story came along, and it was just like, oh, okay, let's just do Ella's story.
Yeah.
Because I just felt that she did such a good job that this needed to be out there, being read by other people.
I like that.
It's proven to be a success with both adults and children. You know, and it's making everybody laugh. The Windrush story is more or less a biography, I suppose.
Right.
And it's about a travel through time, and it shows the difference between the Windrush, the post Windrush years to now modern day living.
Absolutely.
So that's why that's why the title is Things Change Now, because obviously our parents were living in very much poverty situations, and you know, we were mainly kind of factory workers and working on the buses, etc., etc. But the new generation now, they're in new careers, like in teaching, in accountancy, and we can see that we've assimilated to British life, but still maintained essentially our identity as Caribbeans or West Indians.
Thank you so very much, Jacqui, for making the time. And things change soon at some point when it comes up. Please let us know, and myself and Simone would love to talk to you. What did you say? Can you just can you give me the title again? Things change now. How did you say?
Things change now.
Things change now. It's been Jacqui, Chamberlain, and Ella Rumat is spending the next few hours of the time with us. We want to say thank you, Ella. Thank you very much, and thank you, Jacqui. Come on, you got something for us as we walk about?
Yeah, just really appreciate the time and the insight and the stories shared. So really appreciate you both coming on board this early today. And Ella, have a great day at school. Can see you all dressed for it. And thank you very much. And thank you very much,
Jacqui. You want to say something?
Can I just say that the book actually has it has puppets at the back.
Yes.
Oh, bonuses.
Because the book is aimed at upper Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2, but the story can be told orally by younger children, and we think this is our unique selling point on this story.
Yes.
So want to thank you for having us. We really appreciate it, and we're honoured to be your guest today.
We are so grateful.
Thank you. Likewise, we're honoured. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so very much. We will make sure that as the days goes by, we will do features, and we will also go over the book again, and we will also remind our listeners how to go into. Can we have the email address again? Is booksru@gmail.com. You send the email, it goes to Jacqui, it goes to them, and they can make sure you get the book as soon as possible.
And the book is called The Adventures of Fred and Sam, and it's written by Ella Rule Martin, and it's RHULE-Martin.
Thank you, guys, and thank you. Simone, what do we say? Goodbye to them.
Absolutely, I appreciate your time. I thoroughly enjoyed this morning. Thanks for appearing. You've made my day. So really nice to meet you both.
Right, thank you very much, Ella. Thank you very much, and have a good day and have a fantastic day. Guys, we'll see you on Friday. Goodbye and goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
It's morning, and the day is filled with endless possibilities. We're so glad to have you listening. Have a fantastic morning. Fantastic Radio UK, home of the Afropolitan.